There is a minimalist cooking at its best. I've got some of that roast pork that I had canned up, and I'm cooking it in a Sierra cup, so just heating it up over a little Transia. And I got some buns along and a bag of Doritos. I'm out on the bike. I am in Little Yellowstone Park. It's right off Highway 46 in North Dakota. You can see in the distance, you know, the tall hills. This is a kind of an unusual area, the Sheyenne River Valley. You know, it's North Dakota is mostly flat prairie, and then there's this big gouge going through it, which is the Cheyenne River Valley. And it's a very scenic area. In fact, that's why I'm out on the bike running that. There's a Cheyenne Valley National Scenic Byway road that I'm going to run from here down to Lisbon, and it goes right through Fort Ransom. But this is a real nice little park, this Little Yellowstone. We used to come down here when I was in Boy Scouts and would camp. And it's quiet now. You know, there's a few people stop in to use the bathrooms and whatnot. Oh, that must be the guy running the park. But on the weekends, this really fills up, surprisingly. You know, people from the whole area around come down here and spend a nice weekend. But it's a nice little area. But like I say, I'll be running at the Scenic Parkway, and I have got my SR 500 Yamaha, which is kind of ideal for that, because this Scenic Parkway is a lot of gravel roads that winds through here. Well, the SR is evolved from the XT Yamaha, which is a dirt bike. So it's really for this kind of meandering, it's almost ideal. And it was a nice ride down here. And as soon as my pork is good and hot, I'll take off and run that road. Because there's a lot of little farmsteads, old historic buildings, that sort of thing. They've got a really nice little park here, and really nicely upkept. And there's all kinds of, you know, people come in here with trailers, like that guy, he's filling up his water now. But there's all these little things that I don't even know what they charge. It can't be much. I know that it says on that really big picnic shelter over there, you can reserve it for $50. Well, that'd be like if you're having a family reunion or something like that. But it is a really nice little area. It's a nice stop on 46 is a long straight highway over mostly flat ground. This is a nice little stop in here. But then I'll jump on that parkway, and I'll do a little video in there. But this minimalist cooking, well, and I got the Swiss rig along for the canteen. That's working out very well. But this is the perfect chance to use a little marbled spork and opener and whatnot. It's going to be a nice day. Little natty down here, though. I should have brought bug spray, but once I get moving, I'll be fine. Now, that works perfectly. I still got enough fuel in there to do a cup of coffee later. But this odd stand deal you know, that in theory was supposed to work like that and doesn't work because it doesn't vent. But by reversing it, putting it on top, and putting the Sierra cup on top of that, perfect. Very satisfied with that. I like these little Trangias, they're good for this sort of thing. And this little spork seems to be functional. You know, we're good for cooking that. And it'll probably work very good for that little snack pack pudding thing. Oh, but I tell you, excellent pork sandwich. That works very well. Well, when they cut this road through here, we're almost up to Fort Ransom State Park. But you'll notice, you know, that's a lot of clay, a lot of gravel. Yeah, interesting. But you know, whereas at home it's all sand, this is clay and rock. And there's actually some pretty good sized rock here. But that's because this is as far south as the glacier went, and it dropped all the rock here. And what we've got at home is the sediment that washed down as the glacier melted. You know, it's still in the Cheyenne River Valley, but it's just the heavy stuff stayed up here, the light stuff washed down. Yeah, interesting. That's some of the stuff. It's just like layers of clay that'll break up. It'd be good road building material. This is one of the old cabins. This was 1879. But like I say, this area was all Scandinavian immigrants that settled it, and they really liked the Cheyenne River Valley. And they must always built these cabins of the same design, you know, with these dovetail corners like this made out of oak. And you can see broad axe marks in it. This one hasn't been messed with too much. There's a little splicing that went on, but the corners look good. Like here's a log that was added in. And I don't think this log was here originally. This has got notches cut out in it for some other position. Like say here now, at one time I'm sure there was a porch off the south side, and you could see the cutouts where the rafters for the porch would have went. So this part right here, this has been replaced because it doesn't have the cutouts in it. It might be what was moved over to the other side, because they kind of juggle these things around sometimes. And you can't see inside, but no, they're not big. The bigger they are, the harder they are to heat. But I think he raised a pretty big family in her. But there's quite a few of these, and the funny thing is, you know, that this design, built with the corners like this, stands up really well. The only time you run into trouble really is if, like now this roof has been replaced and it doesn't have as much of an overhang as it would have had originally, because when they built these they knew you had to have a lot of overhang to protect the logs and to protect the chinking. And now when people re-roof them, they tend to go with more modern dimensions. You know, this wouldn't be too bad. I mean, but on these sides here, that's not near enough. It should be like a foot. Or you just have water on the logs all the time and on the chinking. But a lot of times these things get repaired by somebody who's really not familiar with the procedure. Here again we have, there was a cutout in the log here and here. Yeah, a loft. You know, which makes sense too. You know, doing it that way, you kind of show the bones of the thing. You know, but it's a strong way of doing it. Well, it might not be a full loft. No, it looks like it is. With a post propping her up. But all in all, not bad. I mean, I could easily live in that. Yeah, on we go. This is the entrance to Fort Ransom State Park. I've done some videos down there, but this is also the point where the byway goes from that gravel to pavement. For a little while, then it goes back to gravel. But I'm heading to Lisbon. That's 17 miles. And I'll probably have to fuel up there. But this is an excellent park. Like I say, I've done some videos on that, but it really is a nice park. That when we had the sawmill set up down there and stuff, that's coming up again this fall. And I'll probably do another video down there then, because they've set up a different sawmill. But this, you know, the Sheyenne River Valley is a really well-kept secret, and I kind of like to keep it that way. Kind of hate to make videos about it. Don't want yuppies moving. That area out there is the Sheyenne State Forest. But it gives you an idea. You look, the valley comes along, all the way along here. And my road continues on, going toward Lisbon. But this is, well, you can see the river down there, the Sheyenne. But that again is state land over there, and this is privately owned. But like I said, this is where the glacier, you know, the glaciers stopped coming from the north, melted here, and the valley was carved by the runoff. But that's why they got rocks. This is really rocky. Be awful tough farming. But you can see down there, they're farming it. But that was a lot of years of hauling rocks. I'm sure there's a lot of big rock piles out here. Well, I'm in Lisbon, which is the end of that Scenic Byway. But I realized I really haven't shown much of the river, though I have shown the valley. I haven't showed you the river. Well, this is the Sheyenne River. And it is a very nice river, a nice clean river, and actually pretty good fishing. But we are, like I say, in Lisbon, and this is the dam at Lisbon. And this is a nice river for canoeing and kayaking and that sort of thing. But I don't think I want to go over this dam. That looks like it'd be a little treacherous. But as long as I'm in Lisbon, stop in and visit Ma, she lives here. Then I gotta fuel up, then head home and do my haying. Well, one of the reasons I wanted to stop and check on Ma was I had been down here day before yesterday and put new warp on her loom. And I was just curious if she actually had been at it. And she has, and it looks like she's weaving an old chenille bedspread into a rug. That seems to be the plan. But yeah, she wove a little. We're going to have to stir her up and see what she's doing now. But she was pretty excited. She needed to have that. She was running low on inventory here. She needed to have more warp on it.